Welcome back, my acolytes, to Shurfrousky's Cult of Nine. You ever wondered about how you can maybe mix some Halloween themes with like an RTT? Well, today I'm going to be going over just how you can do that.
Shurfrousky's Cult of Nine.
Alright, so for this video, I got three things to show you guys how you can make a Halloween themed RTT. So for one, it will be like how to make a pack for it, and how do you even make that pack a little bit Halloween themed. Second is like battle tactics, like homebrewed, homemade battle tactics that you can use that are Halloween flavored. And then third is terrain that you can make or print or whatever for your event to give it some more Halloween flavor as well. So let's get into those three topics. Alright, so here's the pack I made for my Halloween RTT event. As you can see, I got the background. It's like a parchment paper, kind of like an old one, which I think is always a good theme for like fantasy games, and kind of works for the Halloween flavor too. Also got like Halloween colorings with the font, like black, purple, green, orange. So that kind of stuff kind of helps put you in a like Halloween mood a bit, right? I even changed some of the font itself. As you can see right here, the Halloween is in like, I think it's called Creepster font format. That typical like spooky Halloween font, right? So I got that for this little portion just for the word Halloween. Kind of, helps make things look a little spooky. And also I kind of use this black and orange like highlighting on the boards like this, like the address and even the times right here, just to kind of help highlight and show certain things in the pack a little easier, things that people most likely going to be looking for, like start times and dates and things like that. So the beginning of the pack's kind of the normal format. I got the tournament rules right here, which is a lot of it's pretty standard stuff. All the packs will have the same stuff. Scheduling, I mean, for me, I had to have my event start kind of later than most, so it's like 12 to 8. So I got that right there. The prize support, so if you're doing prize support or whatever you want to do, I got that right there, first, second, third, wooden spoon. And then under this, because I figured this is a good little spot to kind of put it, is the special rules for the event. It's still RTT, there's nothing crazy with these special rules, but I have this section here just to explain what is extra. There's going to be like Halloween themed battle tactics that you can do, and this is just explaining how you will use those battle tactics in the game. Another kind of like design you can do on your pack to make it Halloween themed is these little pictures right here. I'm not sure you call them, I guess, like border breakers or page breakers or whatever. Yeah, you can put like spooky images or something like that, anything that's themed to whatever you're making. Just put them as a header or a footer, or you can just put the picture straight on the page and just manually kind of move it to where you want. That's what I did, and I kind of put these in like some of the blank spaces of the pages to give it some more style. Got player's code, typical stuff. Well, I've just copy pasted stuff. Another picture. This is the Hellsmith picture, but I thought it looked cool. Could look kind of Halloweenish. And that's mostly it. Everything's pretty the same. Nothing too crazy. All the rules. Picture right there. Again, this shows you the battle plans I'm using. Here's the times highlighted so the players can easily see it and know what's next. In this, I have the mission names. These are the missions you're doing: Grasp of Thorns, Life Roots, and Noxious Nexus. Got even the underdog special rules in here too, so people can reference that quickly if they need to, or even when they're just checking out the pack, they kind of know what it is. And then I even got the pictures of the battle plans on here too. Some packs do this, some don't. I kind of like having these in here because, again, I don't always remember what these missions are by name, so I think having like the rules right here and the name and the picture of the battle plans on the pack is very nice. That way you can quickly know what it is. You don't have to like dig through your book to figure it out. And then the Q&A part right here, or not Q&A, FAQ, and that's really it. But these are little things that can help make your pack be a little more flavorful and themed to whatever you're doing. This isn't just for Halloween. You can do this for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever theme, even like some narrative thing, right? Like add a background, change some font coloring, highlight certain things too so players can easily see it. Add these little page breakers that might be thematic to whatever you're doing. just helps give some, you know, style to your pack, which I think is nice. Alright, next we have the battle tactics that I made. I did this for my event. You don't have to do it for yours or anything like that, but for my event I wanted to have Halloween themed battle tactics. This kind of also helps keep it in line with the competitive play and it being RTT. So this is what I made just to show you guys. I made like 13. You could probably make as many or less as you want. I figure 13 is, you know, 13 is 13, right? A good spooky unholy number. Also, I wanted to have enough to so for players to kind of randomize through it, because it's not going to be just the straight 13 you can play with. It's going to be a randomized amount. So I wanted to make sure I had enough where people wouldn't get the same card or tactic as easy. So let's go through what I got. So I gave some nice Halloween themed kind of names for these, going off of pop culture and stuff, like, you know, Pumpkinhead and the Living Dead right here, Monster Hunter, Smashing Pumpkins, a Demon Slayer, the Rolling Fog, Necromantic Surge, This Is My Boomstick, you know, some Evil Dead reference, Put a Spell on You, Hocus Pocus, right? And the objectives of these are pretty simple for the most part. Try to make them simple. Nothing too crazy, but depending on who you're playing and what, sometimes they aren't. But also try to make these thematic too. So, you know, Witch Hunter simple, kill 10 models, or be a undead, or, sorry, an undead hero will kill 10 models, or you killed an undead hero. So, Witch Hunter. And I kind of made these like, what'd you call it? Applicable to both type of armies, right? That way, you know, most likely if you're not an undead player, you can kill the undead hero, which is kind of what mostly this is suited for. But in the chance of an undead player does get this tactic, then you can just be the undead hero killing people instead, which I think is still kind of a good way to kind of be applicable to both type of players without it kind of breaking what it is. Same with, I got one for demons as well, the same exact thing. You kill 10 demons, or if you're a demon army, but so basically in the chaos ones, right? Then you can have your demon hero kill someone. Smashing Pumpkins, control a pumpkin patch or graveyard in enemy territory by the end of the turn. Again, I kind of had like the wording of this and structure be similar to like what other battle tactics are already in the game, but Halloween themed. I'm gonna have Halloween themed terrain on my boards, like pumpkin patches and graveyards and such. So that's why I have this one in there where you gotta control a pumpkin patch terrain specifically. Just, you know, themes for that. Monster Hunter, because kill a monster, pretty simple, you know. In Halloween movies and shows, and you always got monsters, right? And then some of them you're even killing the monster. So Pumpkinhead and Living Dead, kill a unit within 3 inches of a pumpkin patch. So I don't think there's any tactics that's really like that, but I feel like it should be something not too hard to do, since half the time you're kind of around terrain anyways, right? So just be next to a terrain piece, a pumpkin patch one, or graveyard, because I'm trying to make it easy enough for people to kind of do, and they just gotta kill a guy next to it. Jump scare is kind of a fun one. This is like incentivizing an alpha strike. You gotta successfully charge an enemy unit with a unit that was just set up on the board. So that includes like deployment, even though I know technically it's not really being set up on the board because there's rules that say like that's not really the case. But it could be setting up on the board. It can be a deep strike, a teleport, summoning, something like that. Creature feature, just have a monster destroy a monster. So, you know, like a Godzilla movie. Soul Survivor, like a typical Halloween horror movie, right? Where there's always one person who survives out of the whole friend group, right? So that's what this is. You gotta have at least one of your units left alive by round 5, just one of them, you know, or, you know, vice versa as well. You kill everybody, but you leave one left alive. So almost like you're the Jason Voorhees or the Freddy Krueger or whatever, and you're letting one guy live. Rolling Fog, just kind of like the visuals of horror movies, right? Turn 3 objectives into a non-faction terrain into obscuring. So at least the way I imagine it is like obscuring is like almost like a fog or something, right? Because you can't be shot. So being able to turn 3 of them into obscuring seems like should be easy enough, and it's almost like a fog, I guess you can think of like as a fog creeping through the battlefield. Necromantic Surge. Go with undead horror movies, right? Return 5 slain models to battle. Should be really easy for a lot of undead players, but I know some armies don't have really great recursion, so I didn't want to make the cap so high. So I think 5 is a good middle ground. for returning sling models. And yeah, that's like the theme of, you know, Necromancer raising the dead. This is my boomstick. Just kill a unit with a shooting ability while within 6. So really, it's just like, almost, to me, it's like you know, killing them with a shotgun or something. And shotguns are close range, or specifically like an Evil Dead, where it's a sawed-off shotgun. And in video games and movies, you always use that stuff like within 10 feet of an enemy or something, right? So killing a unit with a shooting ability within 6 kind of, I think, relates to that. Put a spell on you. Successfully cast a debuff or spell prayer on an enemy 3 times. Of course, I wanted to add some more times to do it because most people could probably get 1 or 2 off, right? But 3 is like you're really dedicated to try to get this tactic off, maybe. So it should be easy for most people, I think, as long as you got like a priest or a wizard. And the Headless Horseman, kill a unit with power through. I'm just thinking of like, you know, the Headless Horseman likes to run by and like hit you and then like run off, right? Like usually in movies. So that's kind of the idea behind this one, is the Headless Horseman's coming through and he powers through you, you know? Killing you and running off, or hitting you and running off, or whatever. So that's the idea behind that one. So yeah, these are the battle tactics I made, and the Halloween themes I try to make with them. So yeah, for you guys, try to do this. You can copy these, do the same thing, or do a different idea. This is just like some examples to show you how you can make some Halloween themed rules for your event, and maybe even still keep it like on the competitive level too. And last but not least, we got the Halloween terrain. So, you know, you can make it completely homemade, or if you got a 3D printer, that's the easiest, best way to do it. That's what I did. Mostly 3D printed. Just the basing of it is kind of a little bit homemade, so I can have smaller pieces attached to, you know, one thing, right? So I got pumpkin patches right here. This is some pumpkin patches I made. Some bigger pieces. I got some smaller pieces for smaller terrain. This is purely 3D printed. Just all nice and painted up. I even got some like little walls for graveyards and stuff. I even got tombstones. I've got to grab them. I have them over there. And then I got some like spooky trees right here. So I'm gonna probably put 3 down on one like base piece, kind of like a typical tree terrain piece, right? Where it's like 3 trees on the base, and I'll make them removable too, probably with magnets. Is what I'm thinking of. And so far it's just kind of these 3 things, pretty simple. They're not even that hard to paint. You know, pumpkins are orange and green and browns, trees is brown, graveyard stuff's gonna be like grays and maybe some browns. I'm using contrast paint to paint these, so it makes it really easy, kind of doing the slap chop method a little bit with priming them and then hitting them with a white dry brush so the contrast pops more. But that's it, and I think adding these on your board for like even just an RTT event during Halloween will help give it a more Halloween feel and should be more fun. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing for the terrain. Alright, and that's all I got for like a Halloween themed RTT. These are my ideas and what I'm doing for my event. Hope this gives you some inspiration and ideas for what maybe you can do for your own event. Again, like doing this kind of stuff, it doesn't have to be like a narrative event only, just for making these terrain and making some rules. I'm hoping this kind of idea is like a good mix between having like competitive RTT events, mixing with a little bit of like almost narrative theme of like, you know, the homemade battle tactics, and having like custom themed terrain. I hope those 2 aspects kind of mix in and make a good little merge of like a thematic competitive play, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped you. Hopefully I see people do things like this too, because that'd be fun to see across the wider community. And that's all I got. I'll see you guys there. Adios.